Qualifying comes to a close. It is time to go racing. Up front will be Will Bustler and Mason Neal, followed by Michael Whiting and Eddie Baker on the second row. Kevin Coleman, Brandon McLaughlin at the third row. DJ Kenner, Matt Stewart on the fourth row. Matthew Hudson and Mike Killenbeck rounding out the top 10. Christopher Rawlings in 11th and Kyle Martin starting in 12th. 13th will be Brian Burkhart with Drew Warren in 14th. Doug McLaughlin in 15th. Jonathan Locke is 16th. Graham Nucky starts in 17th. 18th is Zachary Burgesson. Travis Twitty in 19th. And Christopher Morrison starts 20th. All the drivers getting lined up on pit road. $20-car field here tonight at Texas. 1.5-mile quad oval with both ends, the only quad oval that has both ends of the track completely different. The radius of the turns as well as the banking in both ends of the track are completely different as they start to roll off. Take a moment while they're under pace lap. Please hit that share button one more time. Help us out a little. I think we've worked through all the technical glitches for tonight. Let's hope so. And let's hope my voice holds out. It should be another great night of racing here. Down the back straightaway, the pace car will drop off out of turn 4. Pace car is in. Down they come toward Barney, the flag man. He's got the flag up in the air. Green flag is flying. They are down and away from tail. We've already got a car in the wall. I believe it. Oh, they're wrecking back behind. Travis Twitty is going sideways. Caution is out already. Looked like Jonathan Locke gets caught by that. I think that might have been Travis Twitty that had problems on the start. No. That was Mike Killenbeck had a problem on the start. Let's back up and change the angle. See if we can find out what happened here. It looks like he might have been in the wrong gear. Something went horribly wrong as they came down the front straightaway. Looked like he got on the gas, but just didn't have any speed at all. Might have been in the wrong gear for the restart, and then the cars behind, even though they stacked up 3 wide, they had nowhere to go. I'm not sure what's going on between Isabella and Callie, but keep it up. This is, I'll read all of them under caution. That's pretty funny, but obviously Eddie Baker has a fan club here tonight. Looks like they will probably go single file for the restart here. Nobody going to pit road except for the cars damaged. Mike Killenbeck, Jonathan Locke, and Travis Twitty. Twitty had to tow to pit road. His, let's take one more look and see. I think Twitty ended up, as the 31 came down, just barely clipped him, but it was enough to send him hard into the outside wall. Have not seen a race start this wildly in quite some time. Eddie currently in fourth. Since he has the biggest fan club here tonight, there he is. Lights should be going out on the pace car this time. Hopefully we'll get a better restart. I believe because they did not complete a green flag lap, we will go single file for the restart. We'll wait and see if the admins choose to leave it like that or if they're going to stack them up. Lights are out, and they are going to stack them up here. Ironically, the guy with the biggest fan club is not in Discord. We can't tune into his radio channel to interview him. Down the back straightaway, everybody stacked back up. Still the same, roughly top 10. Mason Neal, Will Bustler up front. Eddie Baker, Michael Whiting on the second row. DJ Kenner, Kevin Coleman have the third row. Matthew Hudson, Brendan McLaughlin on the fourth row. Christopher Rawlings, Matt Stewart rounding out the top 10. Out of turn 4, the pace car will drop off. Pace car is in. Green flag is back in the air. They are down and away again. No problems on the start this time. Off into turn 1. Multiple grooves through turn 1 that you can run here. Some guys will run high and use that for the momentum off. Some guys run down on the bottom, but have to check up a little bit mid-corner. It is tricky. It is even trickier in these XFinity cars that don't have the same level of downforce as a Cup car. Makes it a bit tricky at times, especially running side by side. Brian Burkhart already making his way forward. He's up 3 spots and has just cracked into the top 10. Will Bustler out front with Mason Neal in second. Michael Whiting in third. Kevin Coleman in fourth. Kevin just ran the fastest lap so far. Eddie Baker now in fifth. The Iceman DJ Kenner currently running in sixth. Brendan McLaughlin 7th, Matthew Hudson 8th, Matt Stewart is 9th, Burkhart now in 10th. Graham Nucky back from Australia. He is back in the field. He is up 3 spots to 14th. Looks like Burkhart and Nucky are the 2 biggest movers of the race so far. Burkhart started 13th up to 10th. Graham Nucky started 17th up to 14th, trying to run down Doug McLaughlin. Most of the field currently single file as Will Bustler tries to pull a gap but can't seem to get away from Mason Neal. That top 5, still top 6 really, still nose to tail all the way back through DJ Kenner. 7th place, Brendan McLaughlin, and 8th place, Matthew Hudson, trying to gain a little ground. You see the disparity in the lines through 1 and 2. The line up at the top does allow you to carry more momentum, but the bottom line is faster. And it is a balancing act too. Both lines and this track as a whole can tear up tires. These guys only have 3 total sets of tires for tonight, so the set they started on, 2 additional sets. So they'll have to go about 40 laps to break it up evenly. Mason Neal in 2nd, Michael Whiting 3rd, Kevin Coleman 4th, Eddie Baker 5th. And DJ Kenner 6th. 6th place, the gap from 6th to 7th, now 3/4 of a second. Brendan McLaughlin not making up a lot of time. Matthew Hudson 8th. Matt Stewart back in 9th. Brian Burkhart in 10th has gained a lot of ground, but he is not caught up yet. Will Bustler still maintaining a lead. The top 3 have started to open up a gap on Kevin Coleman. Eddie Baker is losing a little bit of ground, as is DJ Kenner, but early in the run, some of these guys are just trying to save some tires. Matthew Hudson trying to make a move here. Oh! Brendan McLaughlin, Matthew Hudson side by side trying to determine who's going to come out with 7th place. Right now it is Hudson on the bottom. He clears for 7th. DJ Kenner currently in 6th. That lead pack starting to pull back together. Next time, as they come back by, we'll hop in the car with Eddie Baker, take a lap around this track. You can see how different both ends of this track are. Off turn 4, back down the front straightaway. Sets up for the corner into turn 1, has to get out of the throttle, get through the bottom. You hear the tires squealing. Back up on the throttle, down the back straightaway. Off into turn 3, running a little bit higher line. Most of these guys staying right down on the bottom. And off turn 4, down the front straightaway again, and you can really tell just by when they have to get out of the throttle, the differences in the corner, plus turns 1 and 2, as you saw, more patches there. That does make the track a little bumpier and a little trickier, and Eddie Baker gets a little loose off 2. Will Bustler, Mason Neal have started to pull away just a little bit from Michael Whiting and Kevin Coleman. Eddie Baker, DJ Kenner still together. 7th place, Matthew Hudson has started pulling away now from Brendan McLaughlin once he cleared him. Matt Stewart now back in 9th, and Burkhart still holding on to 10th. He got to 10th but hasn't been able to pick up a lot of ground since. Kevin Martin currently Doug McLaughlin, I'm not sure if he got loose and was saving it. It did not look like he was in position to have a run. 18 laps into this, to see a car get that out of shape is a little concerning when it comes to tire wear. Doug McLaughlin back in 14th. Chris Rawlings in 15th. Graham Nucky has drifted back into 16th. Mike Killenbeck is back out on track. He is in 17th. Zachary Burgess in 18th. Christopher Morrison 19th. Travis Twitty is also back out on track in 20th, hoping to make up some of his laps and some of the positions he lost on lap 1. Meanwhile, down the back straightaway, Mason Neal goes for the lead. He is down to the bottom into 3 and 4. Slides it up in front of Bustler. Bustler tried to look back to the bottom. Didn't have the momentum. Mason Neal leads his first lap of the night. Will Bustler has led every lap until lap 20. Michael Whiting now up in 3rd. Kevin Coleman in 4th. Eddie Baker in 5th with DJ Kenner in 6th. These two have managed to stay together the whole time. As some of these pairs have started to break up, these two working together might be able to pull back up if they can save a little bit of tire. They seem to be working together quite well. Matthew Hudson, all alone, has pulled away from Brendan McLaughlin by a second since passing him. Matt Stewart in 9th, and he has pulled away a little bit from Brian Burkhart. They have an 85% fuel load here tonight. We'll have to see when these guys start coming in for fuel and tires. It will be after lap 40 just to make the tire strategy work. But will anybody attempt a one-stop race here tonight? Mason Neal, after clearing Will Bustler, has started to pull away. Bustler trying to hang on in 2nd. Michael Whiting has pulled away from Kevin Coleman, trying to run down the cars in front of him. They're just 0.6 of a second ahead, and Michael Whiting is gaining on them. Kevin Coleman currently in 4th. 5th place, DJ Kenner now, as he gets by Eddie Baker. Eddie back to 6th. Matthew Hudson in 7th. McLaughlin 8th. Matt Stewart 9th. And Drew Warren in 10th. Drew Warren definitely has his hands full after getting past Brian Burkhart. He's now got Burkhart, Kevin Martin, and Jonathan Locke all within about a second. Doesn't seem to be phasing Drew. He is starting to pull away. Burkhart now back to 11th, and actually that makes Drew Warren the biggest mover so far after starting in 14th. He is up to 10th. He's 2 seconds behind Matt Stewart, but he's actually starting to close the gap just a little bit. Looks like Drew Warren came with the long run speed rather tonight. Mason Neal had started pulling away just a little bit, but it looks like Will Bustler has cranked it back up. Michael Whiting back in 3rd, Kevin Coleman 4th. DJ Kenner in 5th. Eddie Baker now back in 6th, losing touch with the lead pack. Matthew Hudson in 7th, gaining on him. Brendan McLaughlin in 8th. Matt Stewart in 9th. And Drew Warren has closed that gap down to 1 1/4 second in just a couple laps. Gaining almost a half a second a lap on Matt Stewart right now. Fastest lap of the night has been run by Will Bustler. But on this long run, later in the run, it is Drew Warren that has been consistently the fastest one out there. Mason, they are still seeing, and look at this. Bustler looks down to the bottom, doesn't have the momentum yet to make the move. Michael Whiting in third, Kevin Coleman fourth, DJ Kenner is fifth. Christopher Morrison is the first driver to make a green flag stop at lap 28. Does seem a little bit early, but can he make it work here? Jonathan Locke has also started on this long run, making up a little ground. He is in 13th after starting in 16th. He is closing down on Kevin Martin. Will Bustler has managed to get past Mason Neal for the lead finally. Will Bustler had been fighting, trying to find a way past Neal for several laps. Let's see how he got it done. Sets him up off into turn 3. Manages to get the run down the back straightaway underneath. Mason Neal did not give up that position easily tonight. Christopher Morrison has completed his pit stop at lap 30. Caution! And it looks like it might be Christopher Morrison. Fresh tires off of pit road. Cold tires and high-speed corners, not the best match in the world. Caution is out for only the second time tonight. This could be interesting as tire strategy is a concern here tonight. This is a little bit early mathematically to take a set of tires when you only have 2 more sets. The question becomes, how many of these guys are going to come down? We weren't expecting pit stops for another 10 laps at least. If they come down now, they can actually split the remainder of the race, 50 laps for each split, and it looks like Will Bustler's going to come down, and I do believe everybody's going to follow. Every driver is on pit road. Christopher Morrison is on pit road. He towed. Travis Twitty will get a wave around back to the, he'll get one of his laps back. Now the question is, who will get off of pit road first? And Will Bustler's rolling. I think Bustler just took right sides only. Michael Whiting appears to have taken right sides only. Mason Neal appears to be the first driver to take 4 tires. Let's see if we can talk to Mason. Hey Mason, it's Doug. You got me?
Hey Doug, how you doing?
Hey man, pretty good. Hey, it looks like you're the first car off pit road with 4 tires. It looks like the top 2 took only 2.
I believe that would be the case. Unfortunately, we only got 2 sets, so I was kind of contemplating if I wanted to take 4 or 2, and I decided on 4, so we'll see how it goes here.
So from here, you can pretty much split it at 50 laps. 50 laps from now, with 50 to go, you can hop in and take it. Do you think having the 4 fresh tires here, knowing that this might go into a long green flag run, will that give you an advantage?
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was hoping for. We had a good about 30 lap run there, so hoping for like maybe a 100 lap run.
Well, hopefully that works out for you, man. You guys have had a great battle for the lead.
Yep. Doing a really good job here. Hoping to stick with it.
All right, man. Good luck, buddy.
10-4.
Mason Neal comes off. Looks like he is actually going to end up being lined up third. As Doug McLaughlin finally went to pit road. Therefore, it'll be Will Bustler and Michael Whiting on the front row, Mason Neal and Matt Stewart on the second row. Eddie Baker, Matthew Hudson have the third row. Kevin Coleman, DJ Kenner on the fourth row. Brendan McLaughlin and Kevin Martin rounding out the top 10. Jonathan Locke, Drew Warren, Christopher Rawlings, Mike Killenbeck, Graham Nucky, 11th through 15th, and Zachary Burgesson, Brian Burkhart, and Doug McLaughlin are the last three on the lead lap. I'm not seeing anybody out of the race yet. Travis Twitty is still in it. No, Christopher Morrison does appear to be done for the night. As they stack back up for the restart, pace car about to drop in. No, it looks like they are going to extend the caution one more lap. These cars do not have the same amount of front downforce that the Cup cars do here, making them a lot trickier to drive. And while they're slower through the corners, they have less overall downforce, making them about as fast on the straightaways. If you get the run off of turn 2 and off of turn 4, you can really have a lot of speed, but it is very tricky. This track is tricky in the trucks, in the Cup cars, in anything. It is not the easiest track out there. When you factor in the lower downforce these cars have, that definitely makes it extremely interesting. A lot of these drivers on cold tires will have to be very, very careful, and especially through 1 and 2 that first time, the car slides, it moves around, you don't have a ton of grip. It does make things a bit exciting. Hey, good evening, Jason. Let's ask the important question here. If you have not hit the share button yet, why not? Pace car is in. Will Bustler controls the restart here. Barney's got the flag. They are fired away. Green flag in the air. All the way down into turn 1, side by side. Michael Whiting up top loses a little bit of ground into turn 1. Michael Whiting lost a couple of spots, but look who's charging his way to the front. Eddie Baker goes from 6th to 3rd in less than a lap. And now up here in contention with Bustler and Mason Neal. Mason Neal to the lead. Remember, Bustler and my caution. See if we can see what happened here. Oh, it looks like a couple of guys getting together on the front straightaway. Christopher Rawlings, Matthew Hudson, and Rawlings hard into the inside wall. Matthew Hudson looks like he got loose off of turn 4. Let's see. It looks like Doug McLaughlin might have... No, McLaughlin came to pit road as they were coming down. Let's see where I believe Matthew Hudson got loose off the turn, but let's back the replay up just a hair. Yeah, there it is. Through 3 and 4, Hudson just gets loose. He comes down onto the bottom, manages to save it through the grass, but comes up in front of a high-speed pack, and a lot of cars get collected in that mess. Third caution of the night from Texas. Hey, Tony. I am glad you're going to be in the car, buddy. Good luck tonight. Skylar Massey saying, after winning at Dega last week, excuse me, He decided to take the week off and let somebody else have a chance at the win. Skylar, I smell something. Just can't put my finger on what it is. I would believe that more if it was a dirt track, buddy. Cars getting waved around. Christopher Rawlings is back off of pit road. Doug McLaughlin is down. Matthew Hudson also on pit road. Both of these drivers probably getting manually repaired. They don't have a ton of damage. Mason Neal has the lead. Will Bustler in second. Eddie Baker in third. Kevin Coleman in fourth. Michael Whiting in fifth. Worth reminding, though, Will Bustler and Michael Whiting, they only took 2 tires on their pit stop versus Mason Neal, Eddie Baker, Kevin Coleman, all taking 4 tires. They're going to have an advantage. It looks like Will Bustler was trying to fake everybody out to go to pit road. I think with most of these guys knowing they only have 1 more set of tires, I don't think you're going to trick them there, bud. Good effort, though. I agree, Kelly. Looks like the lights are still on. A slight delay to the green. It's worth noting that I live in Northwest Arkansas, where apparently snowpocalypse is supposed to happen, and I think I just heard some ice hitting the window outside. So apparently the snowpocalypse is about to begin, but when you live in the South, it doesn't take much. Make sure you guys take a moment, hit the share button. We had technical difficulties early on. Didn't get to do all the shares that we normally do, but these drivers definitely deserve some recognition out here tonight. So please hit the share button. Share it to your favorite groups, your family, your friends, your boss. Even send it to Skylar Massey. All right, they stack back up for the restart. Everybody is back up off of pit road. Mason Neal, Will Bustler on the front row. Mason, 4 tires. Will has 2. Eddie Baker and Kevin Coleman in the second row, both with 4 tires. Third rows, Michael Whiting and Kevin Martin. Michael Whiting, only right side tires. Matt Stewart, Brendan McLaughlin, Jonathan Locke, and Mike Killenbeck round out the top 10, all on 4. No, I stand corrected. Matt Stewart took right sides only, as did Killenbeck. A bit of a surprise after a 30-lap run that, and knowing all these guys came down, I'm surprised to see as many 2-tire stops as we're seeing here tonight. Pace car about to drop in. Pace car is in. Mason Neal controls the restart, waiting for Barney the flagman to drop the green. Green flag back in the air. They are down and away. They only had a few laps on this set of tires, so not a lot of guys tire spinning. Was looking to see if any of the guys on 2 tires might have problems on the restart. Will Bustler got a good jump into turn 1, but right sides only do not help on a restart, and Mason Neal, he checks out. Brings Kevin Coleman with him. Now here comes Eddie Baker to the bottom. Kevin Martin looking to climb back up as well. Michael Whiting now back in 6th. Jonathan Locke, wow. Jonathan Locke's having one heck of a run here tonight. He started back in 16th. He is now up into 7th. Brendan McLaughlin in 8th. Matt Stewart in 9th. Mike Killenbeck in 10th. And they're 3 wide as we've got a car slow up top. Looks like Matt Stewart had a problem through 1 and 2 and lost a ton of momentum. Zachary Burgesson has also come alive here after that incident. He has come from 18th to 12th. Burgesson on the move. Graham Nucky, the Australian. He is now up into 13th. And look at this. Burgesson is charging toward the front. He's bringing Nucky with him. I'm not sure what's going on with Matt Stewart. I've never seen him have this kind of a problem. And he is just dropping. Try and get a better look at the right side of his car. See if he hit the wall. The new paint job makes it a little bit tricky to tell. Let's hop inside Christopher Rawlings' car right behind him. I'm just curious what is going on with Stewart's car. Matt Stewart took 2 tires on the last stop. Up front, things really getting exciting. Mason Neal and Kevin Coleman have pulled away just a little bit from Eddie Baker. Kevin Martin now to 4th. 5th place is Jonathan Locke. And then this battle going on. Will Bustler in 6th. DJ Kenner 7th. Michael Whiting 8th. Brandon McLaughlin in 9th. Matthew Hudson in 10th. All these guys a moment ago were 3 wide through the corners. Plus Graham Nucky now up to 11th and Zachary Burgesson in 12th. These two have charged forward since the restart. Despite the fact Zachary Burgesson has actually needed the number on the side of his car more than once tonight. Mason Neal out front though with Kevin Coleman on those fresh tires. They were able to break away quickly. Eddie Baker 3/4 of a second back. And look at Jonathan Locke, who started in 16th. He has made his way now up into 5th. Will Bustler took 2 tires, has led the most laps so far tonight. That's not going to last. He is now in 6th and fading. Everybody that took right sides only on that lap 30 caution is having difficulty and fading quickly. DJ Kenner all over the back bumper of Will Bustler here. Bustler's still fighting even though those tires are really giving up on him. Those lefts really not doing him any favors right now. DJ down to the bottom off turn 2 and you can see the speed difference. Let's hop in Bustler's car for a lap and you'll be able to easily see the disparity. Look at how fast DJ Kenner starts pulling away, especially off turn 4. And he's got damage on the back bumper. Off into turn 1. This is where it really shows. 1 and 2 are where the tires get the most abuse and the most use. You need the most grip. And DJ just checking out. Down through 3 and 4, DJ will pull ahead just a little bit, and you can hear the tires squealing in pain. DJ Kenner in 6th, Kevin Martin in 5th. Jonathan Locke has gotten by Kevin Martin now up to 4th. He is 4.3 seconds behind Eddie Baker. Can he close the gap on the top 3? Eddie Baker 1.2 seconds behind the 2 leaders, Kevin Coleman and Mason Neal. Mason actually starting to pull a little bit of a gap on Kevin Coleman now. Jonathan Locke has now cleared Kevin Martin and trying to pull away, gain a little ground. He is not actually gaining any ground at the moment. He's actually losing ground to Eddie Baker in third. But he is starting to pull away just a little bit from Kevin Martin. However, the car that's coming under right now, that is the Iceman, DJ Kenner, taking fifth from Kevin Martin. If I was Jonathan Locke, I'd be a little bit worried when I looked in my mirror. The Iceman has won multiple championships in Outlaw, in Trucks, XFinity Cup. He is one to watch every single time. Hey, good evening, Patty. Matt Stewart has settled into 15th place, still with that front group. Only took two tires on that last stop. He is hanging with Christopher Rawlings, who also took 2 tires. Graham Nucky has 4 tires, though. Should be able to start pulling away anytime. And Zachary Burgesson, I have to wonder how his tires are. He charged through the field on the last restart to make his way up into 12th, but I'm guessing he used up just a little bit. Christopher Rawlings gets, I think that was Graham that actually got the wall out of turn 2. Christopher Rawlings and Matt Stewart sneak by. And it looks like Kevin Coleman is starting to pull back up to the bumper on Mason Neal. Mason had about a 0.6 of a second lead. That has shrunk now to 0.3. A little over 0.3. DJ Kenner now up into 4th. 5.5 second. Caution! Graham Nucky involved. Oh, Graham was trying to get down to pit road. Let's back that up a little bit and see if something else happened. It does look like he got together. Down through 3 and 4. Oh, Graham came down just a little bit and got into the 19. Travis Twitty managed to keep it off the wall, but I am sure he's got some damage on the left rear. Let's see if we can get a better look at Twitty's car. Left rear is banged in, and the right rear, excuse me, is banged in a little bit. Looks like fairly minor aerodynamic damage. And everybody is coming to pit road again. They were just on pit road 30 laps ago. They have 1 set of tires left. Looks like a lot of the drivers just topping off on fuel. Got some drivers that took tires, some that did not, some just getting fuel right now. see if we can get a quick word with Matt Stewart, find out what happened to him earlier. Hey, Matt, this is Doug. You got me?
What's up, Doug?
Hey, on that last restart, man, you just struggled. What happened?
Yeah, so a few of us didn't take tires because we only had 2 changes of tires, so we were saving it as long as possible. So I was on old tires, but me and Whiting just got some fresh sets, and we still have a set to change, so I think we're sitting pretty.
Okay, it looked like by your times you took right sides only, but no tires, so now you are in a lot better shape for the last part of this race.
Oh yeah, I'm going to try and follow Whiting to the front.
All right, man, good luck.
Thanks.
All right, so some of the drivers, including Matt Stewart and Michael Whiting, did not take tires at all in that first stop, a fuel stop only. We've seen a couple of those so far as well. And thank you, Jeremy Gardner. All right, looks like we're going to restart with about 70 laps to go here. Brendan McLaughlin, Zachary Burgesson on the front row, Chris Rawlings and Mason Neal in the second row, Kevin Coleman, Eddie Baker have the third row, DJ Kenner and Matthew Hudson have the fourth row, Drew Warren and Will Bustler rounding out the top 10, Kevin Martin, Michael Whiting, Mike Killenbeck, Matt Stewart, Brian Burkhart, and Travis Twitty now back to the lead lap in 16th. Jonathan Locke and Graham Nucky both on pit road at the moment. Patty, apparently there is a little bit of an issue trying to find a solution for it. I think it might be related to the weather, but I'm not 100% sure. Pace car is in. Green flag back in the air. They are down and away. And look at this. 3 wide through the turn already. A lot of these drivers on older tires trying to hold off the drivers coming from behind that just put on fresh ones. Brandon McLaughlin has managed to pull it out to a decent lead here. Chris Rawlings in second, and he is having to battle Kevin Coleman. Oh, big wreck on the front straightaway, caution. Looks like a lot of cars involved in this one. Off of turn 4, the 911 car bounces off the outside wall. Eddie Baker, Kevin Martin, Drew Warren, a bunch of cars caught up in that one. Matthew Hudson caught in it. Looked like Zachary Burgesson just smacked the heck out of the wall there. Off off turn 4, trying to go 3 wide and make it to the front. He bounces hard off the wall. Everybody behind him has to avoid it. A lot of cars back on pit road for repairs. Kevin Martin, Brian Burkhart, Travis Twitty all got damaged during that incident. Several others looked like they might have as well. Kevin Martin looks like he has gotten the car fixed. They did have 3 fast repairs for tonight, but I'm guaranteed there's a few of these drivers like Zachary Burgesson that are running out very quickly. Matthew Hudson probably as well. Travis Twitty's got to be close too. Brendan McLaughlin out front with Christopher Rawlings, Kevin Coleman, DJ Kenner. Lights are still on the pace car. Looks like they'll go one more time. Everybody getting stacked back up. Still 16 cars on the lead lap. Doug McLaughlin now several laps down, as is Jonathan Locke. Jonathan Locke appears to be out. Christopher Morrison is out, and Graham Nucky still on pit road. Lights will be going out on the pace car this time. There they go. Brendan McLaughlin, Christopher Rawlings on the front row. The top 6 or 7 did not come to pit road. I believe Burkhart is going to be in 7th, is the first one who came to pit road because of damage in that incident. A lot of the cars back behind him took a piece of that, but the one driver I saw make it all the way through that unscathed was the Iceman. They don't call him the Iceman for nothing. DJ Kenner drove through that wreck. And the pace car about to drop off. Brandon McLaughlin will control the restart. With the variety of tire strategies going on throughout this field, things could get interesting again here very quickly as they come down the front straightaway. Green flag is back in the air. They are down and away again. Brendan McLaughlin holds the lead. They're trying to get 3 wide as Mason Neal tries to make a move straight up the middle out of 2. Mason makes it work. He is marching his way toward the front. Brendan McLaughlin gets shuffled up to the high side, and Kevin Coleman's going to the lead. Will Bustler right in his draft. And look at this. Bustler dives under Kevin Coleman. He is going to go back to the lead. Will Bustler, Kevin Coleman, Brendan McLaughlin, the top 3. Mason Neal shot through the field and got up to 4th. Now Christopher Rawlings in 5th. And look at this. Matt Stewart now back on it. Now he's got fresh tires and charging toward the front. He is now up to 5th. He was going to follow Michael Whiting. Looks like Whiting's going to have to catch up. Michael Whiting now up into 8th. DJ Kenner back into 9th. Eddie Baker in 10th. And look at this. DJ Kenner making a move under Rawlings. Eddie Baker's going to follow him through. Will Bustler, though, already checking out. 1.2 second lead over Kevin Coleman. And look who just got into 3rd. It is Mason Neal. Matt Stewart now battling with Brendan McLaughlin for 4th. Burkhart now in 6th place, right behind McLaughlin. Brendan McLaughlin, obviously one of the drivers, did not take tires. He is starting to fade quickly. And look at this. Burkhart looks like he is going to jump down to the bottom and try and make a move. Mason Neal, Matt Stewart side by side. Matt trying to make something happen up top. They are gaining on Kevin Coleman, but while they battle, look at the run by Matt Stewart up top. They're going to be 3 wide off 2. No, Mason backs out. Matt Stewart now to 2nd. He is 3.5 seconds though to Will Bustler. 60 laps. Can he get back up there? Oh, it's getting a little bit close between Mason Neal and Michael Whiting. Down the back straightaway, Whiting trying to make a move up on the high side. He saw Matt Stewart pull it off, figured why not. Will Bustler's lead now 4 seconds over Matt Stewart. Matt Stewart finally clear of traffic, actually running about an equal pace right now. Brian Burkhart has fought his way up into 3rd now, gotten past Kevin Coleman. Mason Neal now back into 5th. And here comes the Iceman, DJ Kenner in 6th, looking to take 5th from Mason. Michael Whiting is right there. Eddie Baker is right there. Brandon McLaughlin has drifted back to 9th, and Drew Warren is now cracked into the top 10. But it is Will Bustler leading the field. Matt Stewart has been unable to close the gap down. In fact, Bustler is continuing to extend it. Now 4.5 seconds. Burkhart having made his way to 3rd after starting in 13th and being caught in a couple of incidents. Kevin Coleman in 4th. Michael Whiting up to 5th now. Tire strategy play is the big story here tonight. If this thing goes green from here, the guys that took tires on this most recent stop will have a distinct advantage. Guys like Matt Stewart, Will Bustler, Brian Burkhart, Michael Whiting. Basically, the entire top 4 took tires on that last caution. If they can go the 60 laps to the end, they will be the ones to beat here tonight. Eddie Baker starting to come back alive as well. He has caught back up to the back bumper of Mason Neal. Has gotten past DJ Kenner. Eddie now up into 7th. Eddie Baker now makes a move to the bottom under Mason Neal. DJ Kenner taking advantage of Mason Neal being pushed to the high side. Now DJ starting to look under Eddie. Out of turn 2. DJ has a run now. Will Bustler's lead now still 4.5 seconds. Matt Stewart has not been able to make up any ground. Brian Burkhart now in 3rd has Michael Whiting on the back bumper. Kevin Coleman now in 5th. DJ has made his way to 6th, trying to run down Kevin. Eddie Baker now to 7th. Drew Warren in 8th, also starting to pick up spots. Mason Neal back into 9th after leading earlier on and being one of the fastest cars out there, losing a little bit of ground. Brandon McLaughlin led the first few laps after the last restart, but has faded quickly. He is now back into 10th. Mike Killenbeck in 11th. Kevin Martin now in 12th. Christopher Rawlings in 13th. Matthew Hudson in 14th. Zachary Burgesson in 15th has had the roughest night of all, well, maybe except for Travis Twitty. 16 cars still on the lead lap. Kevin Coleman still holding on to 5th place, but DJ is closing in. And Drew Warren has already caught back up to Eddie Baker. A lot of tires really starting to squeal around here. Drew Warren now down to the bottom, trying to take 7th from Eddie Baker. DJ Kenner now looking, he has caught back up to Kevin Coleman, looking to get back into the top 5. DJ looking low, still can't make anything happen, and now Drew Warren up into 7th is starting to run these two down. Meanwhile, Bustler has extended his lead further, now 5.6 seconds over Matt Stewart. Michael Whiting now to 3rd, Burkhardt in 4th, and Kevin Coleman in 5th. Coleman still managing to hold DJ Kenner off so far. DJ Kenner in 6th, Drew Warren 7th, Eddie Baker 8th, Brendan McLaughlin 9th, Mason Neal battling with Mike Killenbeck actually getting by Mason Neal here and taking 10th. As the sun goes down, some cars really starting to come alive and some of them really struggling here. Will Bustler seems unaffected by the weather, by the sun, by everything as he continues to pull away. Now 6 1/4 seconds is the lead over Matt Stewart. Michael Whiting about 2 seconds behind, 1.7 seconds behind Matt Stewart. Gaining a little bit of ground each lap. Kept Brian Burkhardt in 4th, Kevin Coleman in 5th, and look, DJ's going for it again. Down the back straightaway, DJ Kenner looks to the bottom, cannot get the nose in before he gets to turn 3. And Drew Warren has closed the gap even further. There is inside Drew Warren's car. He is loving seeing DJ go at it with Kevin Coleman. And it's giving him an opportunity to catch back up. You hear how much he is having to get out of the throttle versus earlier on in the run. Especially down here through 3 and 4 where they were carrying it almost full throttle all the way through on fresh tires. Brandon McLaughlin is going to pit road. We could be seeing the start of the final round of pit stops here. DJ looking low again. Oh, DJ drifts up, almost gets into Coleman, has to check up, and there is Drew Warren. DJ finally clears Kevin Coleman, but they allow Drew Warren to get right up there, and now Drew's got the run on Coleman. He gets by easily. Now can Drew Warren get by DJ? I think we're about to find out. Here comes Drew to the bottom. DJ Kenner up on the high side, trying to carry the momentum off of turn 4 down the front straightaway, but Drew Warren just flew up to him as he battled with Kevin Coleman, and now Drew down to the bottom. And it looks like Drew almost cleared him off turn 2, can't quite get there yet. And looks like he's going to, and he's going to bring Kevin Coleman back by. DJ spent several laps trying to get by Kevin Coleman. Finally cleared him just as Drew Warren reappeared, and now Drew Warren pulls Kevin Coleman back past DJ. So now Drew Warren to 5th, Kevin Coleman 6th, and DJ Kenner back to 7th. Meanwhile, Brian Burkhardt is 1.6 seconds ahead of this battle, and he is 2.5 seconds behind Michael Whiting in 3rd. Michael Whiting has started losing ground to Matt Stewart, though, now 2 seconds back. Stewart still losing ground to Will Bustler, though. Bustler, 7.6 second lead. Matt Stewart did not take tires on that lap 30 caution. Gave him an advantage here late in the run. Do believe he still has one more set of tires in reserve. Not sure if Will Bustler has any more tires here tonight or not. This could come down to the final pit stop as Burkhart comes to pit road. Just over 30 laps to go. This might be the optimal time for guys that have one more set of tires to hit pit road, slap them on, and see what they can do. A lot of drivers out there on old tires. Christopher Rawlings is now on pit road. A lot of drivers no longer have a set of tires available. Matt Stewart in second, Michael Whiting third. Drew Warren has had the biggest march so far of the night. Started in 14th, up to 4th now. But with a lot of guys having to hit pit road, both Brian Burkhart and Brendan McLaughlin are back off of pit road. Both have fresh tires now. Will Bustler coming around to start lapping cars. There's Travis Twitty. He is the next one. Michael Whiting, DJ Kenner now coming to pit road. Expect Will Bustler in the next 2 to 3 laps. He cannot afford to give up any time here. Matt Stewart has come in for his final stop. Giving up second place, Drew Warren is now up to second with Kevin Coleman in third. Eddie Baker up to fourth, Mike Killenbeck in fifth. Brian Burkhart trying to run down the leader, and look at this, the leader gets stuck a little bit. Will Bustler getting a little bit hung up behind a lap car. Travis Twitty actually tail into the lead lap, I do believe. Trying to hold the leader off and maintain the lead lap here. They're going to come by Zachary Burgess. And we're seeing more cars hit pit road now. Zachary Burgess and Matthew Hudson going in for their final stop. Drew Warren and Kevin Coleman have not been to pit road yet. Will Bustler currently not pushing the issue behind Travis Twitty. Drew Warren in second place has gained about a second on these two since Will Bustler has gotten stuck behind the lap traffic. However, Will finally gets by. The gap to second place still 13.3 seconds. Brian Burkhart appears to be... Mason Neal is on pit road. Burkhart is working on unlapping himself right now. Brian Burkhart, Michael Whiting, Matt Stewart, all pitted on lap 98 or 99. They are trying to fight their way back toward the front. DJ Kenner just pitted on lap 100 and is fighting back by as well. Kevin Coleman has come to pit road. Drew Warren is extremely slow compared to the fresh tires. Will Bustler is on pit road. The leader comes to pit road. Now Drew Warren should be down anytime. And he opts to skip pit road this time. He will score leading one lap. Eddie Baker now up to second, still hasn't been to pit road. Mike Killenbeck now in third, Kevin Martin in fourth. Travis Twitty in fifth has also not been to pit road. And in sixth place is Brian Burkhart. And he has made his final stop. He's actually going to come past Bustler. He just passed Will Bustler and takes sixth place, moving Will Bustler back into seventh. Drew Warren way slow off of turn two down the back straightaway. I would expect him and Eddie Baker and a lot of these drivers to be down any moment. But right now, of the cars that have been to pit road, Brian Burkhart is leading that group. He is 3.5 seconds behind Travis Twitty and gaining very, very, very quickly. There you see Twitty off into turn three. This is from inside Burkhart's car. And look at how much he gains through 3 and 4. He'll gain a lot more in 1 and 2. All the way out of the throttle and then starting to ease back into it. He closed the gap by over a second on that last lap. But here comes Will Bustler. Will managing to get a run on Brian Burkhart. Will Bustler now back to sixth. He is on fresh tires as well as he runs down Travis Twitty. He is 22 seconds behind the leader, Drew Warren. Drew Warren comes to pit road. That'll give the lead to Mike Killenbeck. Eddie Baker in second. Neither have been to pit road, nor has third place Kevin Martin. Mike Killenbeck extremely slow off of turn two. Those old tires making a huge difference. Killenbeck's fastest lap was a 31.9. Last time by it was a 33.9. Killenbeck to pit road. Will Eddie Baker come down? Eddie Baker still not coming to pit road. Will Bustler now up to second as everybody else hits pit road. Eddie Baker still has the lead for the moment. Eddie Baker holding on to the lead, but it is not a big one now, as Will Bustler on those fresh tires is gaining quickly. And Will Bustler has reclaimed the lead. Eddie Baker in second now, should be going to pit road any moment. "16 laps to go for Will Bustler." We will be taking a break between races, time permitting, to restart everything. It looks like having some connection difficulties just due to the weather. Eddie Baker finally comes to pit road. Michael Whiting now to second, Stewart to third, Burkhart to fourth. Will Bustler's lead now 10 seconds as pit stops cycle through. Michael Whiting in second. Will Bustler will extend his points lead here tonight if he can pull off this win. Brian Burkhart in fourth. It is really going to be a battle as you have Michael Whiting, Matt Stewart, and Brian Burkhart all within just over a second of each other. Kevin Coleman currently running in fifth. Drew Warren, Brendan McLaughlin, Christopher Rawlings, Mike Killenbeck, and Mason Neal rounding out the top 10. Matt Stewart, Michael Whiting still going at it. Brian Burkhart still lurking behind. Remember, Burkhart came through this field and has made his way all the way up to 14th after starting 13th. Right now, the biggest mover in the field, but not far behind, is Drew Warren. Will Bustler has about 10 laps left to go. His lead now 11, almost 12 seconds over Michael Whiting. Matt Stewart still lurking in third. Brian Burkhart in fourth. Kevin Coleman in fifth. Drew Warren in sixth. And Drew Warren is actually gaining ground on Kevin Coleman, but with a 4.8 second gap, he does not have enough time Brendan McLaughlin now in 7th. Mike Killenbeck in 8th. Christopher Rawlings in 9th. And Mason Neal in 10th. Michael Whiting still holding Matt Stewart off. Matt gaining just a little bit at a time. Burkhart in 4th. Kevin Coleman in 5th. Five laps to go for Will Bustler. Michael Whiting in 2nd is holding Matt Stewart off consistently. Brian Burkhart back in 4th. Kevin Coleman in 5th. Most of the field has spread out. Drew Warren in 6th. Brendan McLaughlin in 7th. 8th is Mike Killenbeck, 9th is Christopher Rawlings. Eddie Baker just comes to 9th place and brings Mason Neal with him in 10th. Chris Rawlings now back in 11th. Matt Hudson 12th. Zachary Burgesson is 13th. And Kevin Martin in 14th. Bustler 2 laps to go. Michael Whiting has pulled away just a little bit from Matt Stewart. Burkhart now back in 4th. Kevin Coleman in 5th. White flag is in the air for Will Bustler. Down the back straightaway he goes. And out of turn 4, Will Bustler wins again, extends his points lead once again here at Texas. Michael Whiting will come home in Second place, Matt Stewart right with him as they come out of turn 4. Does Stewart have anything for him here? Michael Whiting comes home second. Matt Stewart is third. Brian Burkhardt is fourth. And Kevin Coleman finishes fifth. And let's see if we can talk to Matt. Hey, Matt, this is Doug. You got me?
Yeah, Doug, what's up?
Hey, it looks like your strategy in the end did pay off there.
Yeah, me and Mike, sure were coming at the end, but Will was just way too fast.
Well, you guys definitely started closing the gap down a little bit there at the end, but that strategy really paid off. I mean, you lost so much time in the first part of the race, but definitely made up more than enough in the second half.
Yeah, I like playing the long game.
Well, it definitely paid off here tonight, man. Congratulations. That was a heck of a comeback.
Thanks, Doug. Appreciate it.
Let's see if Michael Whiting is available. Hey, Michael Whiting, this is Doug. You got me?
Hey, Doug, I do.
Hey, you and Matt Stewart really had one heck of a comeback there.
Yeah, we were kind of working together a little bit. We were on the same strategy and stuff like that, but unfortunately, Will was just too good, so we just couldn't catch him.
You guys are at some point probably going to need to wreck Will. I mean, let's just be real about it.
Yeah, we just got to get better. That's all. I mean, just get faster.
You definitely do, but man, you guys put on a clinic coming through the field tonight. Yeah,
it was fun. There was a good race. Pit strategy, it worked out for us. I think we top 1, 2, 3, 4 all pitted together. They pitted late. It worked out. It was fun.
Well, congratulations, man. Second place. That was a great run.
Thank you very much, Doug.
And let's see if we can talk to our winner. Hey, Will, this is Doug. You got me?
Hey, Doug. How's it going? Yes, I do.
Hey, I have to ask, how many bottles of nitrous did you have in the car tonight?
Just 3 sets of tires, that's all.
Oh, man, you kind of walked away. It looked like early on a couple of the guys might have a little something for you, but on the long run, you just checked out.
Yeah, that first pit stop, I figured that everybody may come in and get tires. With 2 extra sets with only 30 laps on them, I thought it was too early to take tires, so I just took fuel, just kind of banking on some strategy to play out, and it did. So I was able to take tires later on in the race. But yeah, it was awesome.
Well, congratulations, man. That was a dominant win, and you extend your points lead here tonight.
Yeah, no, yeah. Last week it was just kind of unfortunate. Getting wrecked twice as the leader leaves a bad taste in your mouth. So I came here determined that I was going to dominate, and I'm glad everything panned out the way that it did.
You definitely dominated, man. Congrats.
All right, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
All right, Will Bustler wins at Texas, and now we're going to do something out of the ordinary for Wednesday nights. Normally, we would just stay alive and switch over to the Nowski thing. However, due to the weather and obvious connection issues, we're going to try and restart everything. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the hopefully with the Nowski trucks from Dover. Don't go anywhere.